The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, has appealed to Nigerians to tighten their belts ahead of the stringent economic measures being proposed by the federal government. This new development follows a drop in oil price in the global market. Dr. Iweala says the Federal Executive Council is proposing a new benchmark for 2015 budget for $73 per barrel against the $78 awaiting approval by the National Assembly. Dr. Iweala told journalists in Abuja yesterday that the austerity measure being proposed are meant to cushion the effect of the oil price drop. She said government will increase revenue collection targets for the Federal Inland Revenue Service from 75 to 160 billion naira.
As we speak, prices are still trending down, and there are some estimates that say that this may continue to go down, but nobody is sure where it will end up. Under those circumstances, the best way to manage is to have a scenario-based approach, which we talked about 2 weeks ago when we returned from the World Bank IMF annual meetings. If people would recall, the finance correspondents will recall that we talked about saying if it falls to this level, we will have this set of measures. If it falls to the next level, we'll have another set of measures to complement what we did in the beginning. And that's the way we are going to approach it in the country. That's the scenario-based approach that we're taking. So what we want to do today is first start by telling you that the first thing we did after we submitted the MTEF, recall that when we submitted the MTEF to the National Assembly, oil prices were still around $85, $86 a barrel, you recall, and we proposed a benchmark of 78. Shortly after we submitted and they looked at this, prices began to fall. And we wanted to wait a little bit before doing anything, just to see the trend. That's why you've not heard from us. You know, when you're going to do things, you don't do them in a rush. You have to see where prices are trending and whether it's going to stop or continue. And we think now that the trend has been down and is likely to continue to be down. So what we've done is that we are going to propose, and I say propose, we are proposing a new benchmark price to the National Assembly. This is what we'll be sending to them for consideration. Remember that we sent to them and they determine the final price. But I imagine that with the current situation the way it is, hopefully we will have a meeting of minds. We are proposing a benchmark price of $73 a barrel. And based on that, we've revised the entire medium-term expenditure framework. So for 2015, we're proposing $73 a barrel. We've decided to maintain the same quantities after due discussion, so we'll be doing this still at 2.27 million barrels per day. Of course, this will mean a drop in projected oil revenues from 7.287 trillion naira to 6.833 trillion, which will also indicate that we need to do something about aggregate expenditure.